Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Did you see this article? I'm a money expert. 4 reasons you should stock up on $100 bills before the winter. Interesting. It says why hundreds. The $100 bill is the most common currency in circulation in the United States. That didn't make any sense. So to me, I would have bet that it was a $20 bill, which comes out of the ATM where everybody lines up, or a $1 bill. But sure enough, I looked up the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve, and it indeed is the $100 bill. I was flabbergasted, and you can see here that's only been going on in the last several years, that wasn't true. So I guess that's one of the benefits of being an old person, is you remember when that wouldn't have been true. I have been to many places where they won't take anything larger than a 20 because of counterfeiting. They don't want to give up all their change. And I was just shocked that this would be the advice. While it's a great idea to have extra cash on hand, I wouldn't recommend $100 bills because say you need a bottle of water, it's going to cost $100. What if you need to fill up your car with gas? It's going to cost $100. There's going to be times when they're either going to deny you the right to spend that money, or I can't give you any change. That even happened during the pandemic. They didn't want to give you change and they didn't want to touch your money and they wanted you to just use credit cards. So the reasoning behind this article, why should you have cash on hand, even if they're saying $100 bills, which I wouldn't recommend, they're saying the banks could close. Once again, how are stores going to be able to give you change? There can be holidays when the banks are closed and you didn't anticipate it. There could be freezing temperatures. The bank that I go to closest to my home here in Alaska, a car drove through it last year. And they still have the front all messed up, but the bank is open. The next reason they're recommending is that digital payments could be down. What if you can't use your credit card or your debit card? We actually had that happen when we were in New Zealand on Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas. And you know, that's when everybody is shopping and the credit card system didn't work. And the merchants figured they lost thousands of sales, millions of dollars likely, because they couldn't let people buy all the things on sale because they couldn't use the card. Especially if you're going to travel, it's important that you have cash on hand. And I would never take $100 bills overseas. I've traveled all over the world. The recommendation for many countries is do not bring anything larger than a $20 bill, and also to look at the dates on them. They want the newer dated dollars because the newer currency has anti-counterfeit items into it. And so we would always go to the bank and get 1s, 5s, 10s, and 20s and then look through them to make sure that they were the updated bills. You don't want to go overseas and you actually have money and then you can't use it, because many of the places that I've traveled overseas are remote areas and you want to give them a little bit of money for something or buy something. It isn't like the infrastructure of going to New York City. And so having cash was a great idea. And the next reason is because what if you're on vacation? And that can be true. I've been on vacation and I needed cash. You can then tip somebody to do something for you. When I was in Istanbul, we paid the driver to go bring us a pizza back to our hotel because they recommended where we were, do not go out of the hotel at night because there was some unrest in the area. And they were happy to bring it to us, and we were very delighted for that and happy to have the cash to give to them. It's nice to have a buffer is absolutely true, but I wouldn't recommend $100 bills. Even when my kids were little, I didn't want $20 bills because if a kid needs some money and they'll say, I need $5 for a field trip, $7 for a movie, $6 for the book fair, and if you give them a 20, you're never getting change back. You can give them a 10, then you have twice as many bills to give them because they never need 20. Anyway, in the olden days, they didn't. Nowadays, it might be different. But if you can hand out a few dollars at a time, 1s, 5, 10s, cash on hand, but smaller bills so that then you can actually hand out the amount that you choose and probably the amount that is required, and then you still have money left over. Leave it in the comments. Are you surprised that the $100 bill is the most used bill that's in circulation? I hope you're stockpiling a little bit of cash on the side, along with the food, water, and all of the prepping supplies that you need. Winter is coming. We could be having ice storms, power outages, and just expenses go up with all of the holiday spending. Plus, you know, we have an election coming up, and if we look at some of the unrest that's happened in the past, we might want to have an extra supply of what we need so we don't have to go out if something happens. Nobody knows. So be ready for the future. I hope you'll like my video, share it. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.